Homeschool Organization is step 4 of our 5 steps to get started homeschooling video series. Now, if you have ever looked over on Pinterest, there are lots of ideas of really creative ways for people to organize their homeschool spaces and materials. But really, what it all boils down to are 3 things: location, location, location. So let's talk about these tips in relation to your homeschool spaces and materials and make sure that you have what you need. So step number 1 is really making sure that all of the materials that you need are in one place. You don't have to have a homeschool room, although some people really enjoy theirs. It can be that you have a homeschool shelf or a homeschool cabinet, or even have special bins and boxes where all of your homeschool materials are gathered so that when it's time to homeschool, you have what you need. And this goes for you too. The kids need their stuff in one space and you need your stuff as well so that you can teach. It saves so much time when our materials are already gathered and then returned back to their space when we're finished with them. The second tip about homeschool organization is another location, but this time it's about where you actually are going to be homeschooling your children. For some families, they homeschool at the kitchen table. For others, their kids like to spread out all over the floor of the living room. For other spaces, their children want to be at a desk. And there's no wrong answer. It really depends on what works for you and your child. And honestly, most families that I know use a combination of all 3. The third tip is about saving time. We all like those, right? Since we are teaching from different resources, we usually have several books out at a time that we're using to teach our children, and our children have several books that they're using to complete assignments. One way to save time is for you to use a bookmark to help your child find the location for their next lesson. It really does make things a lot easier to have everyone open their books and get started at the appropriate place rather than trying to flip pages and find where they're supposed to be. However, here's a bonus tip is that you can take that bookmark and just use a piece of paper folded lengthways in half and write down the lessons that are going to be included in that resource and then have your child check them off when they finish. There's something really satisfying when our child can see their progress in a resource and know that they had that sense of completion and that they're progressing through the curriculum as well. Now it's your turn. I want to hear your best homeschool organization tip. Be sure and leave them below. And I'll see you in the next video, video 5, which will conclude our series, and it's about how to plan your homeschool year.